ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin. We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at texasmobilenotarymindy.com. That's TX, mobilenotarymindy.com. Thank you so much, and enjoy the show.
I got a new chair.
We're starting to record, and that's what you want to fucking record at the first half? Is like, you got a new chair?
This is very comfortable. And I got a new hat too.
Let me get through this damn intro, Max. Welcome, angry faithful. Today, Max, the factor is up, and we are going to talk about the Trump conviction, all 34 counts, and what is happening in the aftermath of that. So far, there is no information on what this conviction tells of, because in all reality, each and every one of those, I had to like peer in, and I'm finally glad that this verdict is already done, so we can get more and more information, especially information of what is going to happen in the aftermath of this. Is he going to jail? We already know that he's gotten a plethora. Dude, okay. Researching this stuff today, and I finally just said, you know what? This is just too much information. Everybody has their opinion. All this, I gathered up the most stuff, what people were talking about, the 34 convictions, blah, blah, blah. The website for his donations broke. Not because, it's the government, they're taking it. No, they made a new one, and that one went down too. It's people going in there and donating because they're literally, the government's fucking them. We need him in office so he can fuck the government back. That's basically what's going to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen during election day, and hopefully it doesn't take an extra 2 months to figure out who's back in the day. And even the first vote in, it didn't take 2 months. It took like, a day after Super Tuesday. Boom. We knew who the president was. And now,
Oh yeah.
In the 2020, it was like, it's going to be a minute for us to figure out who all the elections and stuff like that. When did that happen?
It's, they've been pushing this shit, and I just think that finally we've realized that, hey, we're getting fucked. Like, yeah, we've been getting fucked for a while, but now we're like,
it's even worse because when they sent the jury back, they told them, and this is verbatim from what the judge said, you don't have to agree on the conviction. You just have to agree that, you know, he's guilty. You shouldn't be, the judge shouldn't like wink. It was a verbal wink to the jury. He's like, convict him,
No.
or it's all all
No.
planned. They're making it way too it's not even they're making it obvious. They're bluntly saying it's like, we're convicting him and we're stopping him from being president. No, you're not. We already proved you're making him a martyr. That's what they're doing right now. They're making him a martyr.
Which one?
Yeah.
Trumpster. Yeah.
Yeah. It's to the point to where I'm glad it's over, so hopefully we can stop talking about it, even though we're talking about it on our podcast and we're getting it through and finding out like the information of what's going to be in Intel. Because I was like a couple of days beforehand, I got word that they were prepping the jail with the Secret Service for him. And I'm like, you're honestly going to throw him in jail on the stuff that they propped up
on some bullshit.
Yeah, and all the stuff that they petitioned him on, they basically they're fines. Every one of those it's one charge multiple times, literally, because he falsified 34 counts. That's 34 months that he falsified those documents. It's one document falsified 34 times, and that's what they're getting him on.
It's common, typical Democratic political play. It's not going to work. It's going to do the exact opposite of what they expect. I know they said that they planned or have sentencing planned for July 11th. And I mean, like you said, what are they? You going to throw them in jail? I mean, that'll be about the worst shit that you can do. I don't even think that. I think there'll probably be quite a bit of people that would protest that happening. Like literally, like you're not taking this motherfucker to jail.
Well, they're gonna do it just to. Okay, Trump will be sentenced on July 11th, so we won't hear anything about it for about a month and a half. So he's still able to do his. He's still able to do his fundraisings and events and everything. I don't get
throw as many bumps in the road as they can.
Yeah, and what's sad is every bump they're throwing at him is they're basically making him to where, okay, he's going to get voted in. They're literally harming themselves in doing this crap.
You know, in addition to Trump's, 34 charges today, Biden agreed to allow Ukraine to use U.S. weapons on or in Russian territory.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
That's exactly what Putin wanted.
Yeah.
And we got the guy dumb enough to actually said, yeah, why not? Go ahead. What's the big deal? All right.
Okay. I was prior service and I still don't know what the ramifications of. I mean, it's like they're using them using our weapons that we gave them. How's that pertain as a problem? Because I mean, we've given up a lot of weapons to a lot of people, even going against us. So I don't see how us authorizing it to go to Russia. I mean, they were already authorized once we gave it to them in the first place.
Yes, to defend themselves, but now to go and hit targets in Russia with U.S. weapons, the Soviet or the Russian response is just going to, it's just not going to be what people expect. And I don't think it's not going to be good. It's some Biden just should have stayed out of his messy administration. Just, it's awful, terrible.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to figure out who's
Yeah,
like the puppet master on all that for the Biden administration. I mean, a lot
I
of people
had
are
a
saying it's
guess.
like,
I'd say probably Soros.
no, a lot of people are saying it's Obama just reaching out through that. Probably, but it's not like a full on thing to where you can verify that. I mean, no, we don't have any like inlaid of communications of that happening. I mean, if it's a staffer that's like, hey, Obama said this would be probably a good idea to do this way, but I don't even Obama in his administration didn't do like that many stupid shit. I mean, he did like one or two, but other than that, he didn't like overreach.
He he knew his place, I guess you could say, and he wasn't all that well versed when it came to politics on an international level. He was a smooth talker. That's all. That's it. Nothing more. He
I
had
wonder.
no plan. Whatever plan he had, we're still suffering from it to this day, i.e., Obamacare. And for the audience out there, let me explain Obamacare in a nutshell, if that's all right with you, David.
Go ahead.
Because I don't think a lot of people really truly understand what the marketplace is, what they offer, and how it works. So I'll give you a quick, in a nutshell, deal. You get insurance just like the same type of insurance you would be getting commercially if you were employed. So let's say that your employer is Walmart, and Walmart has United Healthcare commercially. And you go to the marketplace and you buy United Healthcare and you get it at a discounted rate. It is not the same insurance that you are getting when you are working for an employer. It is not accepted by the majority of the places that you go to, like your physicians, your specialists, if you need to see those. And the costs and deductibles, including premiums, are so incredibly high that nobody can afford the garbage insurance to begin with. So you'd be better off to have no insurance than to have anything from the marketplace. So anybody who praises Obama on anything related to marketplace, as I have had to, has either never dealt with it before or simply doesn't understand. But that's Obamacare in a nutshell.
Oh, yeah. I never really had to deal with that because I never had each company had like their own uh, insurance inside. So I know there was like an extra charge if you had like what they call uh, golden insurance. Like Hobby Lobby had to pay extra for their employees for that stuff. But going back to the Trump stuff, how many like I mean, even a lot of people are saying like Jersey is going to be won by Trump for a victory, and that a lot. I'm looking at it. I'm like, how is that possible? That is like a blue as the blue sky, and he's gonna turn it. Because what was it, like 100,000 in Jersey for his rally there?
I know that here in the Midwest, plenty more than enough Trump supporters, stickers, flags, hats, everything. And there's Biden stickers too. People probably seen them, but they might not recognize them. They just say FJB, which is fuck Joe Biden. So
Yeah,
that's the only advertisement for Biden that personally I can ever recall seeing ever. Not the most favorable one, probably, in my opinion, but hey, it's pretty accurate.
I still like when I think it was like 2021 going to a gas station, and they literally put on in a notice that we're getting tired of people putting "I did this" with the picture of Obama, not Obama, but Biden, and it's pointing to the gas prices.
Oh yeah,
That's how bad it was.
shit.
Well, actually, it still is. There's still a lot of those stickers I see every once in a while.
Oh yeah, I see them still. They're out there. But I mean, people can only afford to be able to afford so much until it starts dipping into other things, whether it be a savings or whether it's you got to withdraw from your 401k, whatever the case may be. I mean, right now people are hurting on a massive level, and our priorities don't need to be elsewhere besides here in the States. And the one guy that can help right this ship, we got nothing better to do than fuck with them and fuck with them and fuck with them. Uh, you got three candidates, right? We got Trump, Biden, I guess, and then 14-year heroin addict of assassinated Senator Kennedy.
That's what's really sad. What's really sad on that one is they had like a libertarian convention. Libertarian
Did anybody show up?
Party. Well, it wasn't that. I'm trying to find out. I guess they're going. Was it? Here we go. Meet Chase Oliver, president. Okay. Chase Oliver and Mike Tier Matt for Libertarian Party presidential ticket. So they're not even going with, because what was it? RFK Jr.
Yep.
He was supposed to be like the Libertarian Party's go-to guy, and he's not even. They don't even want him. They want this guy Chase Oliver. Oliver, which I don't know anything much about. Hold on, let me find out about this guy. Chase Oliver. But 38 years old, man. He hit the 35-year-old tendency part. See here.
Young guy, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
he's pretty young.
38? Shit.
It's not much on him.
I don't know if that's
apparently
good or bad.
Oliver forced a runoff between Republican Democratic candidates. Now he wants to bring a new vision of broken two-party system. He runs for United States president. That's the thing, man. I wish some of them. I wish some of these people that are like libertarians and everything in that field trying to become president and everything. I don't like the two-party system. And I wish that, if they have I wish I could have like an opinion on this guy. See if it, yay or nay on this guy. Let me put it in our present. But I wish I had like a yay nay on this guy. I mean, I don't see that much on his policies. He ran for Congress in Georgia, 5th District. Okay. Completed the term of the civil rights John Lewis. Okay. Ran for U.S. Senate, debated incumbent Senator Ralph Warnock. Rather credited with the cause of runoff. They're just, there's nothing really. Okay, here's his platform. Okay, they have it to where his platform.
What's this? What's this guy got? Well, let's see this genius level shit here. Let's see what he's got to offer.
Reform and modernize it. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and read all this stuff. Reform integrate. This is his stuff on immigration. Our immigration system is a tracking mess. We simply must break the partisan log jam and bring people from all parties together to reform and modernize. Yes, it's something that we need to do. There's a few better examples of a bad government than utterly complex current laws and regulations involving immigration. The president needs to take the lead and work with Congress to radically simplify our immigration system. Yes, it does need to be a little bit more simpler-ish. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So people can come here and work and become members of our community without being regulated in the shadows. Immigrants build this country, and they can help keep it growing and prosper for future generations of America. As president, collaborate with Congress, return to an Ellis Island style processing immigration. Ooh, that's not good. Let me finish this. I got it copied and everything. I'll look at it here in a second. It should be as simple for those who wish to come here to work and build a better life to appear before immigration officials at a acceptable port of entry, be given medical and criminal checks to access. Okay, I see what he's talking about. What he's talking about this is basically, since you are the closest thing we have for immigrant on this channel, what he's basically talking about is you go up, you go to the border, you speak your case, they verify if you're a criminal or not, and then you're let in the country with a work visa. That's a simple form of what he wants to work. And if we had, I would say, yes, we could have this work if we had a working process that we could vet faster and easier. Do I wish that
before
was possible?
They get to the...
Yeah. Well, not okay. Say that you're on the border. Okay, we have an advanced system. There's a thing on a series on Netflix called Black Mirror, and basically what they had is they could go into your memory and like go back in time and find out if you did any kind of military work for a different country, or it is basically a process to see if you're going to be a criminal or like the guy was trying to get on the plane. He's like, okay, give me the last week. Okay. Doesn't look like you're in talks of talking to somebody in a big group and thinking about stealing a plane and hitting a building with it. Now, do I wish we could do something like that? Kind of don't like people barging in on my stuff, especially in your head. But that's literally the only way to verify something like that.
There's another alternative.
Go ahead.
This one's a little more controversial, but if you think about it, immigration wise, the United States takes in 1 million immigrants per year legally.
Yeah.
So it's 1 million people out of 350 million out of 8 billion. We're not really taking all that many when you look at it in the larger scope of things. If anything, it's a privilege and an honor to be able to come over here. So the people that we get over here need to be vetted, but they need to have certain criteria met, i.e., you have a degree, you specialize in this, or you specialize in that. I don't want some fucking guy that's good at doing nothing come over here just because he wants to live in America. Fuck that. That's tough titty for him. Nope. 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 You have to have, you got to offer something. You got to bring something to the table. Something.
And I would, okay, the whole degree thing,
It doesn't, I mean, that was just an example.
I
You don't have to have
would
this.
put you on a higher scale. Now, if you came over here and you're like, hey, all I know is working construction and everything like that, you know what? In all honesty, we need those guys. We
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
absolutely need those guys. We need
Skilled labor?
we need,
Absolutely.
yeah, skilled labor. We need those guys in handfuls because I hate to say it, but the American people don't want to fucking do that job anymore. I mean,
No.
people go, if I it's like I told my daughter, she's like, I don't know if I want to go to college. It's like, if I would do anything, I would go to a community college and get something to learn like residential electrician or plumbing, though, or something you can do that and you'll make a killing for bang for your buck. I mean, you'll probably spend about 50,000 on like an associate's degree in that if you want to get a degree or you just want to get certified. You can get a certificate and
But that,
everything.
but for $50,000, you're talking about a career and a lifetime's worth of work that you'll be able to do, especially if it's something that you actually like enjoy and shit. Man,
Yeah.
you got it made.
Yeah, my brother-in-law did the same thing, and he makes probably around about 130,000 a year.
Yeah.
I mean, but he did the job for like 15, 20 years. But that's
Within
his
the
story
time,
on what's happening with him on that. But I mean, and all he does is he fixes motor controllers for factories or assesses them. He did for a while work in wind turbines. But yeah, the immigration system right now it is broken to an extent where it takes just to get in line. I think the shortest I've heard was like 5 years, unless like
yeah,
you're a
it's
refugee of a.
yeah, refugee status gets you in line quicker based on certain criteria. But at the same time, even with that, it's fucking crazy. It's
Even the
so
people that are
long
in
of a wait.
military.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's a good chance that Jesus is going to come back before you get in the United States if you want to wait.
Yeah, I've known friend of mine, when I was in the military, he was asking the chief master sergeant of the base, he's like, how long does it take to go through the process and everything? I've been going through the process for like 3 years trying to get in. Do you get like a bump into the thing? And he's like, I don't really know, but if you go to XYZ, you can find out a little bit better. Me, I hear that a lot, and I should have more on that, but I don't. But it's just picking time. I mean, he's a Mexican citizen, and there's a lot of them that are like get into the military and they're like all stars, super all stars, because they want to serve their country because, hey, this country has benefited me so much, and I want to defend it. They feel like they're honor bound for that, and it's just one of those things that I can. And a lot of people are like, well, if you're right, you're against immigration. It's like, you have no idea how much I would rather have a person that comes over here, makes a good living and everything, and is a good person and doing great for this country, because their country is treated them like crap, and they became they bloomed. It's like you take a pile of dog shit and you plant it, and you find out that there were seeds in there, and it grew to a big tree, and it feeds more to this country.
Yeah.
That's what that's my vision. That's what I see. But here's the problem. We had just recently, this is like last week. I think it was either this week or last week. I'm pretty sure it was last week. I heard about this. That two. Let me find the article and everything. And I know I'm skipped over the platform for the Libertarian presidential hopeful for their party, but
While you do that, we'll do dual research, but not in a weird way. Some people, when they do dual research, you know how that goes. That's one thing that I saw that coming. Bless you.
Damn.
Bless you. One more.
Thank you.
One more. Come on.
One more, and you're gonna have to exercise the demon.
Oh, well. Is this like the mic thing we were talking in the boom earlier with the thing and my phobia, or is this different?
We are on recording, and we're not going to talk about that. That's just between me and you, Buttercup.
Right. Nothing happened. Stiff drink. So you look. Are you looking up the libertarian?
No, I'm looking up what happened.
Correct me if I'm.
Okay.
Has a libertarian ever been president? No, I don't think so, right?
No, the closest we had on something like that was Ross Perot.
Like Ross Perot, right?
Yeah,
he would have made a damn good president, in my opinion. And I believe that
there was a lot of people.
Like he's alive right now.
No,
in Texas.
He's dead. Ross Perot.
Just barely. He's just barely dead. 2019. That's pretty.
That's
the
5
fucking
years
guy
ago.
was born in
1930. Yeah.
5 years. Yeah, from 1930. This fucking guy. Shit.
Man, where? See, I am not getting the information that. No. Because there was
Is this libertarian guy again?
no, this is this way.
So I also learned something as I was playing with the technology. I learned how to screen share. Yeah.
Oh, for StreamYard.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
It's just the thing
No.
that
No.
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
Come on. See, I found the information.
everybody
Now
in-
I can't find the information anymore.
That's how it always is. Yeah. Everybody in Dallas is happy. Mavericks are going to the finals. I'm sure everybody's just happy. Tears of joy.
Come on.
Let me pull up this.
Okay, here we go. It was 8 days ago. And this is off of Fox News, and I'll present it here as I go through it. Mysterious shooting outside Army Special Forces residence in North Carolina raises questions. Mysterious shooting in North Carolina, north of Fort Liberty, former Fort Bragg, not far from where the America's most elite Special Operations Force lives, trains, is under investigation by Army Criminal Investigation Division as well as local police. The shooting at in Cartilage, North Carolina, occurred May 3rd at 8:15 p.m. following a phone call about suspected trespassers near the Special Forces soldiers' property. And it wasn't soldiers; it was the commander of the Special Forces, a colonel, I believe. Two Chechen men who spoke broken English were found near the soldier's home. The family alleges of the suspected intruder, 35-year-old. I can't pronounce that. How do you spell his name? Ramzania Dorvel. I got it highlighted, dude. Can you not see it? I'll message you the. Let me copy and paste and send it into our private super chat. How do you pronounce that name? But anyways, of Chicago was taking photos of their children. One confirmed near the power line in the woods part of the property. In altercation ensued. Devlin. I'm gonna mess that guy's name up. Hold on, real quick. Let me get the Stephanie Hawking. I know this isn't psychosociopath, but please. Derive was shot several times at close range. A second man, Jesus, I can't even. There's no way. Can you hear me, Max? Why is your man? His mic's off. Let's Stephanie Hawking.
Do it.
Queued up. I was wondering if you could help me pronounce his names.
Ramzan Daryev.
Okay, and that one and this one.
That is Zamgutov and Salan.
Okay. those guys was in a vehicle some distance from the incident and was questioned by authorities and then released. The Moore County Sheriff's Department office is leading the investigation. Law enforcement partners of Moore County Sheriff's Department contact the FBI after the shooting death of Cartledge. A special agent met with investigators providing barriers, language barriers, and the caller indicated that the individual was observing taking photos on the property and became aggressive towards a residence outside their home. The deceased was found approximately 250 yards from the roadway. The special operations soldiers around the country have experienced strained interactions in recent years that they say involve a suspicious surveillance of them and their families. Many believe the U.S. military have been increasing targets of foreign probes. So that's actually been happening a lot lately. Some of it's Chinese, some of it's Russian, but they're spying on military personnel. And they guess where they came through to get through, immigration and everything. They crossed the river, Rio Grande. I had a guy that, I mean, he was already messed up, so I knew he couldn't do anything, harm or anything. So I was like, send him to the 7-Eleven. He was like a person that said he was an Afghan, and he basically he said he was in a coma, but he could barely walk. So I it's one of those things. I hope he doesn't like heal up and do destructive stuff against the country. But
nobody wants that.
Yeah, nobody wants that. But yeah, it was one of those things. Is like, yeah, I know what happened. You look. I mean, he was tore up. He could barely walk. But what are you gonna do? Because I know people that when they was like a couple of border patrol people, talk with them, and they're like this. We see them cross the border most of the time, like probably about 90% of the time. Those people are like dehydrated, malnourished, can barely walk.
Fucking dead.
Yeah, half dead. And people have asked me, I was like, well, they should let them die. I was like, you are a fucking asshole. I mean, you give them water, you give them food and everything, and you do your job. Their job on the border is to maintain the border, but it's also to preserve life. That's your main thing, is preserve life in the United States. I don't get those people. They just see something, like, oh yeah, this is the way it is, and we have to accept it. You should just let them die and everything. I'm like, no, that's when you're
that's like having some kind of sick fetish or some shit. That's just like, nah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I think we need to be a lot tighter on the border. People need to understand that it's not just, illegal people from, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, wherever you want to.
There's cartel people too.
Cartel people, but there's also a lot of Chinese people getting through. There's a lot of bad actors all coming through the southern border. A lot of bad guys.
I think the Nigerian, that's what it was. There's a lot of Nigerian immigrants going over too.
Yeah. It's real shit.
Yeah.
And you guys in Texas, especially border towns like what, Laredo, uh,
El Paso,
El Paso,
Brownsville, I think.
Laredo,
I
Brownsville
think
is like
Brownsville.
one of the biggest border crossings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a real thing, and fuck, man, human trafficking, drug trafficking, you know, it's
Oh
it's
yeah,
real
yeah.
shit.
Brownville is right next to the border.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest or busiest border crossing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then it's fucking. Here's the thing about Trump, and I'll never understand this. We spent, not we, well, yeah, we spent, or they spent without our consent. Nobody ever asked Max or Dave, like, hey, you mind if we spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in about, I don't know, 4 years or so, the entire length of his presidency, to see if we can't find any dirt on him, like, hookers pissing on him in Russia or some shit. All that money, all that time, nothing. And here they are, still fucking with this guy. He had to move and relocate to a different state. But, you know, when you're good at what you do and you can show those kind of results, this is what happens.
Well,
He's not a
he's always
politician.
had the Mar-a-Lago place. It
Yeah.
was more or less a vacation spot and a place to where he could host nice parties and everything.
But now Florida's home.
Yeah. I think his kids moved there too.
Yeah. I don't blame him. Get away from the crazies up there and all these liberal nuts. Shit. 100%. I'm mad at him.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people ended up doing during the pandemic and everything, was the move from like California, Florida, New York, to Texas. What was it? I think some people like Washington State, Oregon. I was like big time liberal states. I know some. Another place is like Tennessee. A lot of people moved to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, we got some family members that went there too. Yeah. Tennessee's nice.
I've never been to Tennessee. That's I never really went. The farthest east I went was Baltimore, but it was just like a stop off. Well, I've been to Georgia too, but it's basically I went to the airports. I didn't go around town. I mean, Baltimore's the only place that I went actually around town, and I actually like Baltimore. But this is like in 2001, so
Yeah, Baltimore City versus Baltimore County. If anybody's ever been there, there's a difference. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of history, a lot of cool shit out there. Awesome aquarium if you're into fish.
mm. But no, I've never been like uh Louisiana, Alabama, or anything. I've never been like east of the Mississippi. Been way west. So, but I guess that's a end for the talking points for the Trump stuff, because it's repeat on a lot of the stuff, because it's everybody's in an uproar war about this. I mean, if you can go. Let me pull up the Twitter stuff. It's on right now. Sports stuff. Biggest threat to democracy. Okay. All right. Today's conviction was a weaponization of judicial system, but there is more come. Avian Bragg is funded by New York's state of New York, but Jack Smith is funded by U.S. Congress, led to the House by Mike Johnson, who refuses to defund the next sham conviction of Trump. Okay, I don't get that one.
See, these fuckers got nothing better to do than just sit there and fuck with Trump. But here, check this out. Dun, dun,
I'm
dun.
mostly getting the sports news from the NBA. Okay.
Can you see that? Can you see that screen?
Yeah, hold on. Let me add it.
Oh,
Is that not the one that you wanted to? Oh,
no.
yeah.
Not made money in terms of this thing about.
Remember when Joe Biden told the American people that his son didn't make any money in China?
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about? China.
Well, not only did he lie about his son Hunter making money in China, but it also turns out that $40,000 in laundered China money landed in Joe Biden's bank account in the form of a personal check. And the Oversight Committee has it. Here's how Joe Biden benefited from his family's shady deal with CEFC, a Chinese Communist Party linked company. It all began with a shakedown in the summer of 2017 when Hunter Biden sent a message to his CEFC associate demanding a $10 million capital payment. As Hunter Biden exported this associate, Hunter claimed he was sitting with his father and that the Biden network would turn on his associate if he didn't pony up the money. The extortion scheme worked. Days later, $5 million flowed in from a Chinese affiliate of CEFC. Over the following 3 weeks, Biden family members made a series of complicated financial transactions to hide the source of the China money. Here's how that happened. First, Northern International Capital, a Chinese company associated with CEFC, wired $5 million to Hudson West 3, a joint venture established by Hunter Biden and a CEFC associate. Then Hudson West 3 sent $400,000 to an entity owned and controlled by Hunter Biden. Next, Hunter Biden wired $150,000 to Lion Hall Group, a company owned by James and Sarah Biden. Sarah Biden then withdrew $50,000 in cash from Lion Hall Group. Later the same day, she deposited it into her and James Biden's personal checking account. A few days later, Sarah Biden cut a check to Joe Biden for $40,000. The memo line of the check said loan repayment. Like the payment to Joe from AmeriCorps funds, it's certainly plausible that this payment where James and Sarah used funds from China was indeed a loan payment to Joe. But even if this $40,000 check was a loan repayment from James Biden, it still shows how Joe benefited from his family cashing in on his name with money from China, no less. Without his family peddling his name and his son threatening a CEFC associate with consequences that he said Joe Biden knew about, James wouldn't have had the money to write the $40,000 check to his brother Joe. It's also worth remembering that Biden family efforts to secure millions from this Chinese company began when Joe Biden was still vice president. In taking funds sourced to a CCP-linked company that wanted to advance China's interests, Joe Biden exposed himself to future blackmail and put America's interests behind his own desire for money. The House Oversight Committee will continue to follow the money and hold President Biden accountable for his corruption. Remember?
Yeah.
That's from the House Oversight Committee. It's
Yeah.
They're telling you he laundered money. Here's how he did it. And we're looking at Trump. What?
Yeah.
What is this? It makes no sense. No sense. I used to, at some point, I thought it was funny, but it gets to a point to where you're like, man, everybody knows it's happening. Why are we allowing it? But no, Orange Man bad.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Well, here's a
Unbelievable. Were you waiting on me, Dave? I'm sorry.
No, I was just listening to that Ted Cruz on Fox News.
Oh, got you.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
the Republicans aren't real happy. And I don't think that, if you're a Democrat and you're
there's a lot, even on the Democratic side, are upset about that verdict, and they're saying it's like this should never be. Not saying it's always everybody's on it. It's like, oh, this is our side is the one that's furious and everything. No, there's people that are on a different they vote different style than me, and they still, it's like, man, it's fucked up what they're doing. They're forcing issues and things that they're basically making him, like you keep on saying, they're making him a martyr, and they're pushing him to become a lot of people that don't see Trump as a good prospect, as the only prospect right now. So, but anyways, we'll cut the episode short on this one, and everybody that watches, everybody that listens, thank you very much. This is me, David Dickerman, and Max the Factor on What the Hell. See you guys next time.